How is it going, guys? This week, the GR86 is in the body shop getting the dent in the rear quarter panel fixed. So we have some time and some more space to work on the FRS. I have not touched this thing since we brought it back home. It's just been sitting on the trailer. So we're gonna change that today. We are gonna be deleting the air conditioning to shave a bit of weight. Obviously, this isn't gonna be something that you wanna do on a daily driver, but if you're turning your FRS, BRZ, 86, or maybe a GR86, I'm not sure if this is compatible with the second gen or not, but this is one of the ways to make the car as light as possible. Obviously, there are a lot of other things to do as well, but I'm gonna start here. We need to get the car unloaded and into the garage. No. So I'm an idiot, and I forgot that the ramps come out on the passenger side here, and if you look at this, I don't have enough room to take these out. So I gotta move the trailer back. Idiot. Now I can take the ramps out. And we'll just set them aside and pull the trailer back forward. Since the car's low, we're gonna jack this thing all the way up. So I made these wooden ramps a while ago because the car is too low to get on and off the trailer with just the ramps that came with the trailer. So these extend the ramps out just a little bit further, make that angle less aggressive so I can get on and off the trailer without scraping anything. I also cut them in half and put a hinge here to make them store away easier, and drilled a bunch of holes in them to make them lighter. Thankfully, I can still open my doors with the car on the trailer. Look how close it is. Whew. Hopefully this thing starts. E85 sometimes doesn't like to start right away when it's cold out. Of course, I jinxed myself. The car doesn't start, not because of the E85, but because the battery's dead. I've been a little preoccupied for the past few weeks. So these cars have kind of been neglected. We are on an incline, so I'm just gonna roll the car back, and then if it gets stuck in the driveway, I'll just push it in the garage. Stuck in this little dip in my driveway, so this is fun. Oh, I'm gonna pull something. Come on. So I just remembered I had a lightweight battery downstairs waiting to be installed, that little guy right there. I'm not sure if this is actually going to help start the car, but I figured I'd give it a try since I can't push this in the garage. So I've got that hooked up to the battery. Let's see if this thing starts. Finally got the FRS into the garage thanks to this little guy. It's already come in handy even before I installed it on the car. This thing weighs like 3 or 4 pounds. I'm actually gonna show you how to install this in a later video, but I've got the quick jacks in place. We're gonna raise the car up because we need to remove the front bumper, but before I can do that, I need to take the front splitter off. I think this is the first time that I'm taking the splitter off without using a lift, so we'll see how it goes. That should be all of them. Ta-da! Ugh. Some people ask me why I don't run side markers on this car, and it's because the way they designed it is absolutely trash. It always ends up falling out, or when you take it on and off, the clips break, and it's just a hassle. And the amount of times I take this bumper on and off, I just didn't want to have to deal with it, so I just left them off. So I've got the splitter removed, the pop clips on the sides. Now we just need to remove the bolts and pop clips up top, and I need to take this thing off, and then we should be able to pull the bumper off. I forgot I had air ducts, and I didn't disconnect those yet. That should be better. With the bumper removed, I'm gonna take the snorkel and this air dam off so that hopefully that gives us enough room to pull the condenser out later on. The snorkel just has two 10mm bolts and the air dam has a bunch of pop clips. We're gonna get this intake out of the way next. Before we mess with any of the lines, we're gonna get the belt off the compressor. So we need to remove this cover here that's held in with two 10mm bolts. There's also two harnesses held in place right here that you can just either use a flathead screwdriver, pliers, or your fingers to take off. Flip this over, pinch that, and it should pop right out. Now we can use a 14mm socket and a breaker bar on the tensioner pulley, and that's going to give us enough slack to get the belt off the pulley. And we'll just set it down here. We don't need to take it completely off. Before you mess with any of the AC lines, you need to make sure that you discharge the refrigerant that's inside appropriately. Otherwise, if you don't and you go to remove these, it's gonna spray everywhere, and I'm pretty sure it's bad for the environment. So make sure to take care of that ahead of time. Also, even if the system is discharged, keep in mind it still might be pressurized. So when you go to remove these, be careful. I would suggest wearing some gloves and some eye protection just in case. So we got two 10mm bolts there, and hopefully all the refrigerant is out. Okay, look to be good there. That side just pulls out. We'll kind of move these out of the way. And now we'll work on getting the compressor off the car. There's two 14mm bolts on the bottom front side of the compressor, one right here and then one on the other side. Go and remove those. The last one is going to be tucked here on the back side. You might be wondering what we're replacing the compressor with. Well, this is the JDM AC Delete kit. It's essentially the pulley and the bracket to mount the pulley in the same exact location as the compressor that we just removed, so we don't have to run a different belt. Before I install this though, we're gonna remove the rest of the lines and the condenser. I'm gonna remove the high pressure line off the condenser first. There's just that 10mm bolt there that you see. We can carefully pull the line out through the top. There's also the connection at the firewall here. It's another 10mm bolt. And then right behind the clutch slave cylinder, there's a 10mm nut holding the lines in place to the firewall. I think I can pull the low pressure line out now. Just need to get it released from the firewall right there. And then we'll snake it out through here. You know what? No, we're gonna go this way. Look at that. The last line there is gonna be kind of a pain for me because it goes all the way from the firewall to the condenser, and because I have the oil cooler lines, the lines for the flex fuel sensor, they're kind of in the way, and I can't take it out the way you usually would. So I think what I'm gonna do is cut it into 3 different pieces to make it easier to remove. It's also clipped in multiple places, and there's a harness right there that you need to unplug as well, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this up. All right, not sure how well this is gonna work, but we're gonna give it a go. Hopefully I don't cut the wrong thing here. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I think I can pull this out now. Maybe. There's one piece. Should probably be careful not to slice open any lines as well with that cut edge. All right. Last piece of the line is on the bottom of the condenser here, another 10mm bolt. Should be able to pull this out now. Come on, fucker. We did it. To remove the condenser itself, there's 4 10mm bolts, 2 on each side, holding it to the radiator, and there is a connection on the bottom passenger side back there that we need to disconnect. I don't even know what this is, so I'm just gonna unclip it from the tab here, and we'll just let it dangle there for now. All 4 of the bolts are out. I did leave the brackets in place. I think there's enough room to get it out with the brackets on. Hopefully I'm right. Yep, should be good. We can mount up our new bracket now. It comes with new hardware as well. I honestly don't know the torque specs, but I'm just gonna follow the Racing instructions for their delete kit that is discontinued. I think it's 35 pound-feet of torque. I wanna say the OEM torque specs like 26. But we put some blue Loctite on there as well. As long as it's good and tight, I think we should be okay. Mounting the pulley is simple enough. You just want to make sure that that washer there is correctly installed. You want the dimples pointed towards the front of the car. If you have it installed correctly, it should easily spin. Reinstalling the belt is the same process as taking it off. So we've got the breaker bar on the tensioner pulley. We're gonna slide the belt back over our new AC Delete, while also making sure it stays on all the other pulleys. And then we need to double check that the belt is correctly aligned on each pulley, making sure it didn't move when we were messing around with things. And if everything checks out, we can release that tensioner pulley and the belt's reinstalled. All right, so all we have left to do now is to put everything back together. I doubt you guys are interested in seeing that. I don't want to have to film that, and I'm probably not gonna do it tonight anyway because I just ran out of propane and I'm tired. You guys might be curious how much weight this is actually saving me. I forgot to weigh the new AC Delete, of course, but I do have the box and the weight should be on here. Of course, it's in kilograms, 1.6 kilograms, which I think is around 3.5 pounds, give or take. And with the box and packaging, we're gonna call it 3 pounds. I do have the all the stuff that I took off on a scale here, and this weighs in at about 18 or 19 pounds. So we saved about 15 pounds, not too bad, it's a good start. We still have a lot of the HVAC system inside the car, like the blower motor and such, which the majority of the weight is gonna be, but that's gonna be a pain in the ass to take out. We have to tear out the dash. I'm not looking forward to that, but we are gonna save that for warmer weather. I'm gonna call it a night. Some of you guys might think I'm crazy for working on the car in a white sweater. This is actually one that I noticed was messed up when I was shipping out your orders, so I figured I'd make it my work sweater. If you guys wanna pick one up for yourself, I still have a couple available on the website. The t-shirts are sold out, but we'll get those restocked soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.